Did you know lightsabers can deflect anything in Battlefront 2? Literally any amount of blaster fire will be deflected back if it's coming from head on. This includes all the different types of ammunition across the classes, and even vehicles like all the AT-AT's cannons and turrets, the Spider Walker's laser beam, and the AT-AT's main cannons and secondary rockets. Kinda funny just how accurate some of these reflects are. Plus, you'll never run out of stamina if you block when the bar is on red, and even the rush moves deflect incoming blaster fire. Along with regular lightsaber swings, there are unique types of attacks like force abilities that aren't reflected but still cancel any incoming damage or effects. Though, force sensitive projectiles are sent back at really high speeds. Crazy enough, force slams by Mace Windu and the Emperor completely bypass a guard, as well as force chokes since they are super rare abilities. Speaking of which, fire is one of the rarest elements in the game since Boba and Jango Fett are the only flamethrower users. The element has residual damage, but much like the Bothan Spy's incinerator gun, it has no effect on a deflecting lightsaber. But there are a few things that a lightsaber can't deflect, like an airborne mine or the fusion cutter repairing a turret. Speaking of which, not only do engineers have a passive ability to avoid mines completely, fusion cutters also deactivate mines as well. Plus, you can use it to repair parts of the capital ship from the outside. If you use the hangar glitch to get on top, the fusion cutter can fully restore destroyed auto turrets or even the big cannons. This also works on the vital systems of the ship, but because they have much bigger health bars, it'll take way longer. Though, just like the life support systems, once any of these parts are destroyed, they can't be repaired anymore. Still kinda funny knowing you can grab a bunch of friends online and repair stuff on the ship manually, especially for the more obscure placements of turrets around the cruiser, though you do become a very easy target for starships in the process. But you might have not noticed that unless you directly hit soldiers with starfighter blasters or even the rockets, they don't actually do any damage. That's because vehicles and starfighters had a big splash zone in Battlefront 1, which was so OP, causing players to get tossed around all the time. Battlefront 1's knockdown animation didn't always mean the character died, but it did slow down the gameplay a lot. This was so exploitable that when having friendly fire off, you could use grenades with a jetpack to launch yourself across the map. But the sequel nerfed the AoE range to basically a direct hit to do any damage from most vehicle cannons. And this animation won't trigger unless you're actually dead, with a few exceptions being glitchy hangar interactions, force pulls or pushes, lightsaber attacks, wampa slashes, or Ewoks throwing some pebbles for some reason. Speaking of which, the speeder bikes on Endor can actually jump. The original Battlefront didn't have any stamina bars, so it's only a feature in the sequel. The Republic Bark Speeder can also do this, but the CIS Staps and the AT-RT can't, despite being shown in the films doing so. Funny enough, you can actually get some serious airtime if you plan it well enough. But you might not know that the Droidekas can also jump like the rest of the units. Once again, the first game doesn't have this since the movement is more restricted, but these jumping and bouncing mechanics are no joke. In fact, there's so much more obscure facts about droids in Battlefront 2. Find out more in this video here.